2 videos in one day. This is Becky. I'm Becky from Yum with Wellesley Mum, and I have already shown one video about how I make my awesome chocolate chip blondies. And today we're going to now look at something that is a holiday favorite. They're called ginger creams. So right now I'm just going to make the dough. First ingredient, we are going to get 4 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1/4 cup. So now I'm going to add some more dry ingredients. We're going to do 2 teaspoons of baking soda. I have 2 teaspoons of ginger. 1. I think I need more ginger. Put that on the shopping list. Okay. And then we're going to do 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. Okay, 1 teaspoon of cloves. And 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. We're going to sift all that together. I also need 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Over here. Okay. All right, so that's it for dry ingredients. So I'm going to cream 1/2 of a stick of unsalted softened butter and 1 cup of granulated sugar. We're going to mix those together. Okay, so looks like we have creamed together our sugar and butter, and now I'm going to add an egg. I'm going to put it right in the bowl this time. And let it go. I'm just going to scrape the sides down a little bit here and let it go for another minute. Okay, so we have our wet mixtures here. That was our egg, sugar, and butter. Dry ingredients, and now we actually have 2 more wet ingredients. We have a cup of molasses and some hot water. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to spray this cup. I'm going to just pour this in here up to a cup. Oh, there's a cup of molasses. We need 2/3 of a cup of hot water. Now what's tricky about this recipe is that we have to alternate all of these ingredients. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the mixer up. And I'm going to first start by adding some dry ingredients. So I'm going to do like a cup of dry ingredients. Then I'm going to add some molasses. And then some hot water. And I'm just going to keep doing that until we're done with all of the ingredients. But I want to start and end with the flour. We're getting there. Add a little bit more. Okay, that's probably enough. And then careful when you add the hot water, make sure you do it slowly so it doesn't splash up at you. Your batter should look about like that when you've finished. It's a lot It's a lot more runny than normal batter. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna leave it in the refrigerator for a few days and let it set, and then I'm gonna make the cookies another day. So I'm just putting this into this bowl right here and this one over here. And when I'm ready to bake these cookies, then I'll just take it out of the refrigerator. So into the fridge we go. I just covered these with saran wrap, and I'll put them in, and we'll see you in a few days. Welcome back to Yum with Wellesley Mom. Yesterday I made the ginger cream cookie batter, and today we're going to show you how we bake them and then eventually frost them. So let's look in the refrigerator and see what we have. So I have 2 bowls of batter here, and what I'm going to do, or dough, I'm going to put one in the freezer for another day. The reason why I put the other batter into the freezer is because I'm going to bake it another day. So I'm only going to do this one today. So today what I need is, I need some cookie sheets. I need to preheat the oven to 350. So the reason I use parchment paper is because it's easier than greasing and flouring a cookie sheet. So what I have is I have a little mini ice cream scoop. And the reason I use a little scoop like this is so that all the cookies are uniform in shape. So I'm going to take one little blob here, and I'm just going to do this. I just wanted to clarify that you don't have to put the dough in the freezer or in the refrigerator. You can actually bake it the same day you make the batter. But I didn't feel like doing it yesterday, so I didn't. Excuse me. And this recipe comes from my mother-in-law, Jo Cole. And she put together a bunch of recipes a few years ago. And this is one of her favorite Christmas cookie recipes. So that's why I decided to make that today. So these are all ready to go in the oven. So I put it in my 350 degree preheated oven for about 10 minutes. So while the ginger cream cookies are baking, we might as well make the cream. Some frosting to go on top of the ginger creams. So how I make buttercream frosting, I just use unsalted butter. I'll just use 1 stick of unsalted softened butter. Put that in my mixing bowl there. And put that down. It's really important to make sure that the butter is softened at room temperature. So now you're going to add some confectioner sugar. And it's probably safest to stop the mixer while you add this. So let's do that. I'll just add 1 cup at a time. Okay. And then I'm going to add a little milk. A lot of this is just playing around with it, but now it's starting to resemble frosting, right? So we're just going to keep adding sugar and milk until we get the volume that we want. So this recipe is not too difficult to mess up. If it's too dry, then you just add some more milk. If it's too wet, you add confectioner sugar. About 3½ cups of sugar and probably 3 tablespoons of milk. And now I'm just going to add a little vanilla extract. Not too much, just a little. Maybe a teaspoon. And let that go. And this is how the frosting ended up. And I'm pretty happy with that consistency. So that'll be good on the cookies. Minutes have passed. Let's take a look. Those look pretty good. I'm going to give them another minute or 2. I think they're a little bit soft still. So the cookies are done when they feel firm, and then you can see a little cracking on the top. So I think these are ready to go. So I'm just going to let these cool for a few minutes, and then we're going to frost them. And now I am just frosting the cookies with the buttercream frosting that I made. It's just important to let the cookies fully cool before you frost, or otherwise the frosting is going to melt right off. And I just put on a little bit. So this batch that I made, which was only about a third of the batter, made 3 dozen cookies. So you could make a lot more. And you'll have plenty of leftover frosting too if you have any other sugar cookies that you want to make, and you can frost them with the same buttercream frosting. So these are the finished ginger cream cookies, and so I have my ultimate taste tester here to try one. Why don't you pick one?
I'll take this one.
All right. I know they're not your favorite cookies. What do they taste
They're still
like?
really, these are good.
Do you like them?
Yeah. The frosting's really good, I like it.
Lots of sugar. Anyway, well, those are my ginger cream cookies. Please follow me. Subscribe, I should say, subscribe to me at Yum with Wellesley Mum, and give me thumbs up for this video. Thanks.